has been part of the conversation, and we've always wanted to fight each other. There's been some shit talk back and forth for a couple of years, and my goal is to become world champion.
He's a guy that's coming up, trying to prove himself. He's been calling my name out for years, and he's an undefeated fighter, so.
Jake Paul, the viral disruptor of boxing, fresh off dismantling Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., stepping into the brightest lights of his career, and on the other side, Gervonta "Tank" Davis, the pound-for-pound beast who's turned controversy into currency and knockouts into statements.
How we feeling, Jake?
Ready, baby, let's go.
After months of rumors, wild social media shots, and two very different fight paths, the final face-off between Jake and Tank just went down, and it was every bit as chaotic as you'd expect.
And I think these guys don't know what they're getting themselves involved in. And I see the sparring partners they're bringing in, and it's just no one that can match what I'm capable of in the ring. And it's going to be a very upsetting night for him.
Julio, que te va a romper tu madre, güey. Más. Better said than done. You're going to fuck him up. I think that's the easier way to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
En español.
Lo que tú quieras, whatever you feel.
English, please. Yeah. English,
Jake,
please.
for talk, you're better than me. That's for sure. And boxing, fight out Saturday.
DAZN made it official. The fight is locked. The energy is hostile. And in their last public meeting before fight night, both fighters proved one thing. This ain't just a spectacle. This is personal.
You know Gervonta and Jake Paul are gonna fight too.
Are they?
Oh yeah, Jake's gonna kill him.
What? When is this?
Probably the end of the year.
I want to go to one. We gotta go to a fight together, guys.
You gotta come to my Brand Race, Tennessee.
We're going to the one for...
Yep.
Let's rewind for a second. The Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight was supposed to be Jake's biggest challenge yet, a former world champion with experience, grit, and that iconic Mexican fighting pride in his blood.
Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
I think it's one of his toughest fights.
It's definitely his toughest fight. Jake, I feel like, has gotten stiffed a few times this year with who his opponents were gonna be. This is what I don't understand about people hating on him. He's not fighting tomato cans. Every single person that he fought had a chance to beat him, and by the way, people believed that they were probably going to beat
every
him.
time.
This guy is a real boxer, so it'll be another opportunity to show that Jake Paul is a real boxer.
Jake Paul turned up the pressure, landed a vicious right that had Chavez on wobbly knees, and never looked back. Round after round, Jake dominated. He wasn't just swinging wild. He was calculating, moving slick, jabbing crisp. And when the final bell rang, nobody questioned who the winner was.
No, yeah, I'm going to knock him out. That's what I came here to do. First round, it's going to be early night. He's going to get hit with the right hook right away, and I'm going home early. We don't get paid for overtime. This is going to be a spectacular performance, and there's not a lot of pressure. I'm prepared.
The moment the post-fight mic hit his hand, he dropped the bomb. Jake Paul publicly called out Gervonta Davis. No hesitation, no fake hype, just smoke.
You called out Canelo in the ring. Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
Now, when you first hear Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, your brain might glitch a little. A YouTuber turned boxer versus an undefeated multi-division world champ? On paper, it sounds like a circus act, but this is 2025. And nothing in boxing is off the table anymore.
What do you think of Jake Paul wanting to fight against Tank Davis, Gervonta?
Man, it's so stupid, that comments, like, you want to fight Joshua, you want to fight, Joshua, you want to fight Gervonta, you want to fight Usyk, you want to fight I don't know, after 28, so maybe never fight again.
Here's what makes this fight real. Jake Paul is not Logan Paul. Logan fought Floyd in an exhibition match, a glorified sparring session. Floyd carried him. Logan posed. But Jake's different. This fight is no exhibition. It's sanctioned. It's real. and it's dangerous. So when Tank and Jake stood face to face for the final time before fight night, it wasn't just heated, it was nuclear. No bodyguards could calm them. No promoters could keep it professional. Jake stood there towering over Tank, physically bigger, more confident than ever. But Tank, he didn't flinch. He stepped up, looked up, and dared Jake to blink. You could feel it through the cameras. Tank doesn't like Jake, not as a boxer, not as a person, and definitely not as someone who thinks he belongs in the same ring as him.
What do you think of former athletes and celebrities like Jake Paul taking up boxing? You think that grows the sport?
If he's doing it for the right reason, actually want to do it because of just like actually want to box, it's cool. But if he's doing it for like the wrong reason, just to get the hype and stuff like that, I feel as though it's trash. Sometimes people get bored at what they doing, and they want to try other stuff. Got to be mentally tough to be able to box. So that's why I don't take that away from some fighters or some people that want to jump into the sport. So just show how tough you are. That's how it should be.
For sure. That's all I got. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
And Jake, he's loving every second of this. He knows how to sell a fight, but more importantly, he knows Tank is walking in with pride on the line. And that pride, that's what Jake's aiming to destroy.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. I'm just in a silly, goofy mood.
And let's not forget, Floyd Mayweather is watching all of this from the sidelines. The same Floyd who mentored Tank, who built him into a star, who once said Tank was the next big thing.
I was in a lose-lose situation. Now, what came out still on top?
With Floyd? What was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just it was a situation that he put me in to, make me lose. But he thought I was gonna lose. But
You talking about like a boxing match or?
yeah, boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Pedraza.
Who?
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 16-0, and I was 21 at the time, and I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. Around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10,000 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, So when they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You're sitting on a shelf. So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. And remind you, I'm letting them boxers that you talking about, I'm putting them on game. Letting them know what's going on. Like, see, this was happening. Like, you feel me? I'm letting these guys know. So when it be like people saying they want to fight me, it's
like, how could you, nigga? I was the one that was giving you game when I was going through it.
Yeah.
When I was at the lowest part of my career, I was telling y'all niggas how so you wouldn't have to get here. And now it's like betrayal almost.
Yeah.
Do you think Floyd did that intentionally?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Why? After so much time, after I guess again, after what we think he helped you come into the game, he gave you the spotlight. Like, why would he try to diminish your career?
It was somehow that they were saying that I was messing with his daughter off of the fact that she kept Snapchatting me.
Okay.
She kept hitting me on the Snapchat. So they sent it to Floyd, and Floyd bugged out.
Now, Floyd's moved on. He's training Lamont Roach. He's standing in Tank's shadow like a disappointed parent, watching his protege throw away discipline for clout. If Tank loses to Jake Paul, Floyd will be the first one to say, I told you so.
When is Gervonta Davis going to go somewhere in the pound for pound? Anui deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Tank Davis? He deserved to be somewhere also in the pound for pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with me.
Jake Paul isn't the same guy who fought Nate Robinson. He's evolved. both in skill and in mindset. Say what you want, but the man trains like a pro. He fights like a pro. He takes real risks, and he's not scared of getting hit.
Jake Paul, did he earn y'all respect? This guy went from YouTuber, and in 5 fights, he done fought on pay-per-view. He done fought some UFC guys, ended up fighting a boxer, got his ass whipped, took the L, and went home. He even dropped Tommy Fury in the last round. You don't respect that?
He didn't need to fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., but he did. He didn't need to call out Tank, but he did. Because for Jake, this isn't just a payday. This is legacy. This is his shot to shut every critic up, once and for all. Let's keep it real. This fight makes absolutely zero sense for Tank career-wise.
This might be the worst thing that ever happened in the history of humanity. Jake Paul is set to fight Gervonta Tank Davis in November. This is ridiculous. First of all, Tank, I know you're known for not taking the hardest fights, but you at least fight actual boxers. What are you doing? You know, besides getting that bag. Second, Jake, why are you doing this? You're a bad person. Let's ignore the fact that I have personally watched this man rob a P.F. Chang's. Let's talk about his refusal to fight real boxers. He gets criticized for refusing to fight real boxers, so he fights Mike Tyson, a 60-year-old boxer. He gets criticized for fighting a 60-year-old boxer, so he fights a current championship boxer who is literally 100 pounds lighter than him. Tank Davis is a lightweight, 135 pounds. Jake Paul is a cruiserweight, 235 pounds. You're never beating this fraud allegation, Jake, so why are you doing this? What do you guys think of this fight? And don't tell me anything good. Say it in the comments, though.
Imagine this. Tank wipes the floor with Lamont Roach in August. No controversy, no questions, just pure domination. The comeback? Sealed. The critics? Shut up. Invincible Tank is officially back. So what's next? Shakur? Haney? Nah. Instead, he's gunning for a Netflix mega payday with a YouTuber.
When we wanted the Loma fight, when it was in its prime, him and Mayweather, their team just, they just danced around it. When we wanted the Devin fight for Undisputed, the belts don't matter. I could just give them to my kids because everybody's winning belts. Shakur, he's easy work, he's boring, but you don't want to unify against him. Keyshawn might have a chance. You feel me? It's just disgusting. We wanted the Bud fight too after he called him out, and we also would have took a Teofimo Lopez fight. But then his fans would say, oh, but they're too big. They're not in his weight class. What the fuck is Jake Paul? This is the bullshit I be talking about. Like, this shit does nothing for the sport of boxing, but in terms of the division of 135, it doesn't do jack shit.
Make it make sense. Now flip it. What if Tank loses to Roach? That's 2 back-to-back L's. And let's be honest, Roach nearly stole the first one if that knockdown had counted. If Tank fumbles the rematch, the hype train crashes. Who's really paying to watch a guy fresh off an L to Lamont Roach go toe-to-toe with Jake Paul?
Didn't say you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
It'll come off like a total desperation move, like a guy who's done facing real fighters and just wants the easy payday.
What do you think of former athletes and celebrities like Jake Paul taking up boxing? You think that grows the sport?
If he's doing it for the right reason, actually want to do it because of just like actually want to box, it's cool. But if he's doing it for like the wrong reason, just to get the hype and stuff like that, I feel as though it's trash. Sometimes people get bored at what they doing, and they want to try other stuff. Got to be mentally tough to be able to box. So that's why I don't take that away from some fighters or some people that want to jump into the sport. So just show how tough you are. That's how it should be.
For sure. That's all I got. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
And honestly, that's what a lot of people are already saying. Look at the signs. Tank's been talking retirement. He said boxing is boring.
Are you retiring?
With trash.
What changed? What made you?
Trash, garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment. and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Edelby? Usually they're around to.
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. Like say you got a spark today. Okay.
Oh, and get this. Tank's been spotted lighting up during training camp. Yep, the same camp he was supposed to be locked in for Lamont Roach. No wonder Roach nearly dropped him last time. Tank was out here training like it's a vacation. He literally cut ties with Calvin Ford, the one coach who had his back since day one.
Something is definitely going on between Calvin Ford and Gervonta Davis. Now, we all seen that knockdown in the 9th round, but what you probably didn't see is what happened after that in between rounds. Check this out. Coach Barry Hunter trained Tank for this fight with Lamont Roach, not Calvin Ford. A lot of people were saying that this performance has something to do with that. So, is something really going on between Calvin Ford and Tank Davis? Check out what Tank had to say.
No, I wasn't really paying attention to the crowd. You know what I mean? I was more so. It's something we gotta work on in the corner, for sure.
Everything Tank's been doing lately is shouting, "I'm done with boxing." So why jump into that Jake Paul fight? Easy. It's all about the cash. Tank's not chasing belts anymore. He's chasing millions. And Jake Paul, for all the trash talk, brings in views, clicks, hype, and most importantly, paychecks.
Is it true that you made $170 million from this fight?
I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever.
60 million households, Jake.
250 million people. Bro, that is so It's all downhill from here.
No, for sure.
I peaked.
Jake's clash with Tyson broke Netflix. Streaming records shattered. Now, imagine Netflix locking in Tank's fight next. We're talking a $50 M+ payday, easy. That's more than Tank would make fighting Shakur and Haney combined. No belts, just bags.
If you give them a good show and you make your money, like Jake Paul, made $40 million off of that. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson made $20 million off of the fight. It was played in the AT&T Stadium. We don't even know how much those guys got. How much did Netflix make? You know what I'm saying? How much did everybody involved made? Since Jake Paul made 40 million, Mike made 20 million. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it was all like an exhibition type show, and it was just for, each other to get some money. Mike got his money, Jake Paul got his money, and by unanimous decision, Jake Paul won because, of course, he was a younger guy.
Before Gervonta can even think about Jake Paul, he's got to get past Lamont Roach, and that's no walk in the park. Their first fight was wild, especially the controversial round 9, where Roach landed a body shot that looked like a knockdown, but the ref called it a slip.
Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with right. He took a knee. He took a knee. What is he doing?
He forgot his...
It's got to be a knockdown. What in the world is happening?
Took a knee. He's got to count.
I understand. If you take a knee like that, that looks like a knockdown. All right? Back up. Back up.
Fans were livid. Most felt Roach got robbed. Now, with the rematch locked for August, Roach is coming back with a vengeance, chip on his shoulder, and nothing to lose. And Tank? He better not sleep on this. One slip up, and the Jake Paul mega fight might vanish into thin air. Fans are too hyped about this, Tank versus Jake showdown. But first, let's talk about how insane this actually is. Jake Paul just announced he's fighting at 195 pounds. That's heavyweight territory.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195. It would be an exhibition.
Okay, so it was going to be an exhibition, not sanctioned, but no restrictions. You can knock each other out and shit like that. It was going to be at a catch weight of 195 pounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. I've been trying to figure this out. Why was I a Tank hater for wanting to see Tank go up 5 pounds to get some smoke with like Teofimo Lopez or something? I just wanted to see him go up 5 pounds and fight Teofimo Lopez. And all of you are saying, you want Tank hurt, Showbiz. You a hater. You want him hurt. Then I'm convinced, okay, he's too small. but he can fight Jake at 195?
Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis fights at 135 and has never looked comfortable even at 140. That's 6 full weight classes apart. It's like telling a pit bull to go take on a bear. Make it make sense.
Tank was looking past Roach, and he wanted that Jake Paul fight, which I think Jake Paul would have beaten. Jake is way too big. Tank is 5'5", 135, soaking wet. Y'all think Tank is too small for 140. He ain't beating no heavyweight. I'm not joking. I don't think he would have hurt Jake. He would have to jump up to reach. I don't think he would have hurt him. I tell you this, it would have gone the distance, and people would have been laughing their asses off, and it wouldn't have been good for Tank's brand. I tell you that. That fight would have went the distance. Soon as 5'5" Tank is looking at a 6'2", 6'3" Jake Paul, y'all would be like, hold, wait a second. And Jake Paul be on spread out paws with that arm out and stepping back. And bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But that's a cap. Fine. We'll never get to fight anyway. So we'll never know.
And it gets worse. This so-called exhibition has no headgear, no judges, no scoring, but full power knockouts? Totally allowed. So yeah, Tank's not walking into a spar. He's walking into a straight-up street fight against a dude built like an NFL linebacker.
Yeah, no, we're working on it behind the scenes to make that happen, and obviously that's a fight where the fans are going to win, and it's going to be the biggest event of the year.
What weight would you fight him at?
We're working on it, but it'd be an exhibition most likely.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.